Hello there. Most people are probably familiar with the 1970s legendary science fiction film Star Wars, directed by George Lucas. And most people are probably familiar with the 1950s legendary musical Singing in the Rain, starring Gene Kelly. But did you know there's a lot of similarities between these two movies, both on screen and off, that makes me think that George Lucas was kind of inspired by the musical. Such that in the beginning of Singing in the Rain, the main character, Don Lockwood, played by Gene Kelly, he mythologizes his own past to build himself up to the fans and the media. Much like how Han Solo mythologizes his own past with the Kessel Run to Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Cantina. Also, Don's confidant and best friend in Singing in the Rain, his name is Cosmo, much like how we call the stars the cosmos. But also, Cosmos, bounces off the walls, he's very acrobatic, he has a lot of dance moves, he falls down, he has a lot of pratfalls. Much like how Luke Skywalker's confident in the Star Wars movies, Yoda, he bounces off the wall, he flips off the walls, he has all these acrobatic moves, especially in the prequel movies when he fights Count Dooku. Also, Singing in the Rain uses old music even for that time period in new and exciting ways and stages them in unseen ways, reinventing them, such that Singing in the Rain was an old piece of music, but now we identify it with the movie Singing in the Rain. Much like how in Star Wars, George Lucas took these old tropes of like westerns, the black hats versus the white hats, and packaged them into the dark and light side of the Force, and took the samurai movies, how they train new samurais, and put that into the Jedi training, such that we really identify it with that movie more so than where those tropes came from initially. Also, Debbie Reynolds, who plays Kathy in Singing in the Rain, that was her big break, and she plays a character that's in love with Don Lockwood, who's sort of a scamp and a rascal himself. Now, the interesting thing is Debbie Reynolds is the mom of Carrie Fisher, who had her big movie break as Princess Leia in Star Wars, and Princess Leia herself loves a rogue and a scamp in Han Solo. Also, in both movies, Singing in the Rain and Star Wars, the main villain has some close personal ties to our hero. In Singing in the Rain, the main villain is Lena Lamont, who is in this tabloid relationship with Don, but it's only made up for the press and for the publicity. But she honestly believes that Don is in love with her and has a close personal stake in trying to break up Don and Kathy. Meanwhile, in Star Wars, as we all know, Darth Vader is the father of Luke Skywalker and has a close personal stake in trying to claim him for the dark side. And now for the biggest obvious parallel is in Singing in the Rain, the main plot is that Lena, her voice does not match her on-screen persona, so when they're switching from the silent movies that they starred in to the new talking movies, they need to redub her voice so Lena does not sound like Lena. In Star Wars, behind the scenes, the actor who played Darth Vader doesn't actually voice Darth Vader. They had to bring in James Earl Jones to voice him and have that deep voice. So there's a lot of parallels between these two movies. And in fact, I think there's a really big parallel that no one's really seen before and thought of. Let's take a look at this. This is the scene where they first try to do a talking movie in Singing in the Rain, and there's some technical difficulties. And it's followed up by a similar scene in Star Wars. And see if you could notice these similarities.
Miles away, you witch!
No, no, no!
Yes, yes, yes!
No, no, no!
Yes, yes, yes!
So as you can tell, in both movies, it comes down to who you know. That's a joke. Thank you for watching. Obviously, this was done tongue-in-cheek. I don't think that George Lucas was inspired by Singing in the Rain. It is interesting to think about, though. So, I'll leave you now, and to combine two lines in the movies into one line in a horrible way, may the dignity be with you.